What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So, perfect little story time for you. This is exactly what happens when you're dead tired, when you don't do this for a living like a lot of these creators. So, hopefully one day, but I was up all night getting my merch ready. So, I'll do a little segue into this and then let you know kind of what I'm talking about. Um, if you don't know, I've been testing a ton of products trying to get the best material because I think my logo is pretty badass, definitely unique, and I had some opportunities, but I wanted to make sure that the material I got was actually good. So I was up all night after I finally got the material, like, this is awesome, setting up my online store. So, quick little plug. If you go down in the YouTube link, YouTube bio, I should say, to the links where it says 5 more right here next to the Discord, you click 5 more links, scroll down, you'll see Oh Gamester merch. I released a video on this earlier. Some of you may have seen it, but now I now have a store. A lot more products to come. You can actually get on the email list. You can provide comments on here too, letting me know what products you want to see next. In my club colors, I released several t-shirts, trucker hats, and hoodies. All awesome. All the material that all of the top name brand companies use. I'm not talking about Polo Ralph Lauren, Tommy Hilfiger, and all that. I'm talking about like Gucci, Prada, all of them too. I say two because sometimes they're the same materials, but what happens is you pay for that logo. That material is the same. So what companies do is they let you know they have the materials. They use the fact that those companies use them for t-shirts and other stuff like that, and they charge thousands and thousands. So even though these to me are still ridiculously priced because that's the economy, right? That's what these companies are able to charge. If you're like me and you like the best material, but you don't want to spend hundreds and hundreds, sometimes thousands, which is crazy, right? This is a bang for your buck compared to what you would pay for the great material, because I can't stand cheap material for hoodies or t-shirts, and I wear trucker hats. I don't like how the fitted caps kind of like they're real stuffy. So I'm in my trucker hat era. If you enjoy trucker hats, hoodies, whatever, or if you want fitted caps, let me know in the comments. You can let me know literally on the website in the comments yourself what you want, and there's a good chance that you will get that product eventually. This is all about you guys, providing you with some cool merch, even if you didn't care about supporting the channel and just wanted some really high quality products with the best logo there is. I mean, it absolutely is a rite of passage to be an OG, right? There's so many OGs in my community. This would be the perfect merch for you. So now that I've plugged that, I was up all night doing that to where I'm literally falling asleep on stream just a bit ago as I'm giving you guys a summary. Everyone's going crazy about all these content creators releasing all of their gameplay because some of them got codes. A lot of them didn't. The ones that didn't are trying to capitalize off the hype and streaming the ones that did get the codes. And it makes people get that FOMO feeling. It makes people feel like they're missing out. Guys, you're missing nothing. So if you're just watching the stream, I don't want to go too far into it. I just want to summarize all those streams that are going on right now. Oh my gosh, this player's opening these packs and these packs. They do nothing. From us watching, Foot Accountant didn't get a code, but he was watching like Ozio and these other guys play. From the whole thing, we got like, you can see the whole tunnel walkout if it's an actual walkout player, and if it's not, you'll see like the sides of the tunnel. And then other than that, it looks like you can use your FC points right off the bat, which is crazy because from my recollection, you couldn't. I literally can't remember. But, and other than that, we saw that those content creators have crazy amount of coins, like 100,000 FC points, and not crazy amount of coins, crazy amount of FC points. But the point is you're not missing anything. So don't get this feeling like, oh my God, I'm not going to know the SBCs. I'm not going to know this and that. If you do get that feeling, or you're always feeling left behind but you love the game, another plug, you can join my Discord. $2.99 a month, because I literally will give you every bit of help that you need in every area of FC. So you know how much work that is. I'm sure you guys do. It's worth every penny as far as value goes. But if you don't want that, no problem. I'll still be providing content. There's still ways that you can get ahead. You don't have to have that fear that you're not going to be able to put a team together. You're going to be behind everyone. You'll be fine. So it's an option to join my Discord, or you can just follow content and start learning yourself. I actually prefer, even though I'm going to be providing all the info in my Discord, I prefer to help people learn themselves. So they don't even have to watch my content or anybody else's. So they feel confident making their own decisions on players to keep, on tactics, on following the meta, making sure they're keeping up, not using tactics that they're going to get just smoked with, not losing coins because they kept a player when they should have sold them, missing out on good chances to buy players cheap. So many things. The best evolutions to do, the process in which to do evolutions if you're combining them so you don't mess up an order and mess up your chance of getting a beast player. SBCs, the proper SBCs to go after, the ones to avoid. Just everything you could think of. There's so many things, and I'll be providing all that in this Discord. So link is in the YouTube bio if you're interested. It supports the channel. It's great value for the effort and what you're provided. But nonetheless, even without that, even let's say you don't join my Discord, you do it on your own. You will learn on your own, make mistakes. You're going to be just fine. We're going to make sure of that. So, summarize that, because I don't want people seeing all these leaks from these, top content creators that have this big following. They got all these people watching them open packs and do all this stuff, and don't think like, oh my gosh, look, he's getting all these players, I'm never going to catch up. That's the point. 0.00001% of players. So that's all I'll tell you from the stream before. The next thing I was doing is going over starter squads. But as I'm sitting there literally falling asleep on stream because I've been up all night doing the store, updating and getting the Discord ready, I didn't click the screen over. So you guys saw 0 of the squads that I've put together up to this point because I'm a dummy. So now we're going to go through them, right? I believe I did show you the first 2, but I'm going to show you the one I was just creating while you guys were staring at a paused YouTube video, which I'm sure made a lot of you guys leave, and I don't blame you. Dumb mistake by me. My apologies. So now I'm going to click over, and we are going to get into this. This is what matters most. Forget getting on YouTube and watching. Like, I could go right now and show you. Foot Accountants covering 1. These guys are literally just watching everything we're about to do in like 2 days, right? If you want, I get it, like wanting to check out, a little bit of the gameplay or some pack openings just to see kind of what packs are there, what evolutions are there, which every evolution is just going to be small little upgrades that you can put on a wide variety of players. They're introducing everyone to the game. I've already showed you the gameplay, whether I can get in trouble or not, because people needed to know. Too many people weren't understanding that this is a much better game, totally different, and it's worth buying. If there's ever a year where I'm going to tell you, trust me, out of every year that you would choose to say screw EA Sports because FC25 was terrible, this is the year to play. I'm just telling you guys. They went through with a fine-tooth comb and fixed all the nonsense, all those stuff the rats love. I cannot wait to see how these low-level rats react to what's in the game. It's the year to play. So if you want to see stuff like this, it's great. But you're going to have the game in a couple days. And in order to get onto the pitch, so when you do play, you have the best chance at succeeding, you have the best team possible, you need to be setting yourself up with different starter squads. So you're familiar with the players. No, most likely you're not going to build the exact starter squads that you create on Footbin, which, another thing, you need to get familiar with Footbin. I released an entire video on that, going through every single category, every tool that you can use. Right now, we're in the main one, which is squad building. These are teams I already built. I'm about to show you how I did it, but you want to note down these players. And the way you want to build these teams is choosing players that won't be overpriced, that aren't popular. If they are, just ignore them. You don't want to sink your coins into overpriced starter players because they have nowhere to go but down. They're only going to crash as players pack the better version in that position. As more SBCs are released and Team of the Weeks and promos, Team Pass, all of it, starter players crash so quick, even with the slower power curve. Do not blow coins because you can get affordable players that are still beasts. Every one of these players is still going to be a beast, still going to be able to compete, right? Pulisic, I'd say, is like on the fence. He's American, not the most popular country, although women, which, again, it's dumb, but as good as the women players are, because, you know, there's some people that are just men only, the women's players tend to be cheaper, even for really good women's players. So a player like Pulisic can match to a lot of the women's United States League players, and, you know, you can make a hybrid team with the top American players from all over the world and the women's United States players. But you can also obviously use Pulisic in a Serie A team. It's just going to be 50-50 whether the country throws him off enough to be, you know, lower cost than what he really should be, because he is an absolute beast. So he's on the fringe. What do you do if a player's on the fringe? You simply go like this. You remove that player, and you find a backup. That's it. You know to look for Pulisic still. You have it noted down. So now you look for a backup. Bailey, the former Premier League go-to guy. He's now a Serie A guy. He's Jamaica. He's not going to be the most popular. Zagrova, another one, right? I mean, there's a ton of choices. You can keep going down. Francisco, who is this? We'll just even put him in there. What's his last name? You guys already know Bailey. He's popular. So, Francisco Conseco. I'm pronouncing that terrible, but who cares? You get it. Francisco Conseco. That's how we'll say it. Right? Jose Canseco's distant cousin. That's what we'll call him. Some of you might not even know who that is, but that's okay. Playing it right mid. So there you go. I replaced Pulisic. I know to go look for him when the game releases, and if he's too expensive, boom. So I go like this. I go save, and now it's updated. So now I can reference these players. I'm going to remember them. And just like I did earlier, I gave you an example. As I was talking about different players that are going to come, you know, from the early release that you get to pick, which I'll show you here. For instance, there's this Bozoguan. Hold on, I'll show you him. This guy, right? Where is he at? Further down, but he is a top. There he is. He's a top CM for a starter squad, right? And he's Eredivisie, but he's German. Well, guess what? I know, based on the starter squad that I made, which I'll go to right now, I have a lot of players that can link up with him. So what I would do is remove this Sabitzer, right? You got to go to edit here. Remove this Sabitzer or Nemecha, either or, because he can join this 4-2-1-3 easily. Put his name in there, which, what was it again? Bozdogan, right? Similar to Gundogan, but not quite. Bozdogan. So I'll put his silver card in. It still shows chemistry-wise. There you go. He's got 2 out of 3. Maybe I can get some other Eredivisie beasts now, or maybe I just keep him. It's the same thing with this, right? They're releasing 5 players. You get a choice of 1 right here. Out of these 5, you get a choice of 1. So these are the places you need to be at the link sites, because unfortunately, it'd be better to be surprised and then it's a skill, right? As soon as you find out who the players are, now you're reacting quickly, and there's players that are beasts at making great decisions, maximizing your coins, and without these leaks, you could have that. With the leaks, it's similar but different, meaning if you aren't up to date with the leaks, you're never going to get ahead in the market. If you are up to date, just imagine when you discover the leaks, that's the day of the release of the player. That's how you have to prepare, because that's how everyone else is. So if a certain player comes and you know that everyone's going to buy another player because they're going to link to that player, quickly get in and start investing in whatever that player you know everyone's going to want to link, because that player is going to blow up and you're going to make pure profit. Or maybe a player is going to crash, because you know this player that was leaked that's being released is a better version of a player or is going to be better in that position than a certain popular player. Well, if you have that player, you want to unload them, right? So there's different things you can do, but you got to be on these leak sites. I use Foot Sheriff the most, but I also use Foot Police Leaks or whatever it's called. Let me tell you real quick. I'll go back out on this. And out of this list, by the way, I'm choosing Stanisic. I was debating Endo. I'm going to go Stanisic, though. Although Endo would be a heck of a pick. And then Coop Miners isn't a bad look either. But I would go Stanisic first on that list, then Endo, then Coop Miners, then Ruggieri and Garcia are kind of tied after that. But yeah, here you go. Foot Police Leaks is another good one. So because we know we can get Stanisic as a player pick, and I'll leave this playing in the background too, just so you guys understand, like, that's great and all, but you still have preparation to do. And there's other leak footage. If you wanted to see the leak beta, you've probably already seen it. And it's going to be close to the same as I called because nobody's going to expect, I hope no one expected this. I try to tell them, you shouldn't expect EA Sports to fix a game that had great reviews. The reason why previous years EA Sports would fix the beta is because nobody liked it. They had to. Now that they had great reviews, they don't have much to fix. But I know I can get a special Stanisic card. I already put together this starter squad that has a lot of links to these guys. And look, Stanisic comes right in. I can use this player pick, put him right in with Klosterman. And I got myself almost a perfect chemistry team. 31 out of 33. We're missing, I can even check right here on the chemistry. An Eredivisie, obviously, 2 Eredivisie players is what I need to get Bozdogan at the top of the charts, 3 chemistry points. And Bussy or Busse or whatever it's pronounced, but I'm just going to say Bussy, who, by the way, we got to see our boy Ozio pack. And that's the other thing you got to realize. I made this point earlier. But you might have this whole squad planned out. In the first pack you open, you get a beast player from a whole different league and maybe another player that supports him pretty good where you're like, now I'm going to build a starter team around them. So let's just pretend you pack this Malcolm card, who I've always liked, right? He is like the perfect player, like starter card wise, but evolution wise too. I evolved him. I think it was in 23. Guys, he's a beast, right? Look at dead ball, low driven, inside pass, whip pass, inventive, rapid, relentless, insane play styles, right? That low driven is perfect, especially if you put him in the central cam spot where I like to play him. But he also does good coming off the wing. He doesn't have finesse shot, so I'd probably play him in the middle, try to get 2 finesse shot guys on that outside wing, outside cam position, because in this squad I'm playing a 4-2-3-1 narrow. I could change it, but this is what I wanted to set up in, and I found some great players. If I want to, I could go out wide. Malcolm can play right mid and left mid. What's his weak foot and stuff looking like? Let's check. 3-star weak foot, and he's a lefty, so you would want him on the right cutting in. So you would play him 4-2-3-1 cam on the right or right mid, right? So make sure you check that out. Don't ask me where the roles are, so I have no idea if you can play wide playmaker, inside forward, any of that. Tell me if I'm an idiot and I'm missing it on footbin. Would love to know. Conceição. Thank you, Kevin. Much appreciated. So there you go. This is what I was trying to show you too when I was like half asleep and on the wrong screen on that last stream that crashed. So I just got rid of that whole thing. It was embarrassing, but I've literally been up 24 hours at this point. So I'm going to get through this though because I want to help you guys, especially those coming over from UFL and eFootball. So this is what you should be doing, right? So say I packed Malcolm, and then I can go. I mean, look at these cheap beasts. Darwin Nunez, 79 rated. Now that he's in the Saudi League, I almost guarantee he'll fly under the radar. Although he does have a chance to be overpriced because he's popular from his Premier League days, right? Look at Kessié now. Kessié can play center back. I always love Kessié as a center defensive mid. He is a little stiff, right? Whereas like Lamina, I guess he's pretty similar, but he's a beast as well. And Torreira, he's more of like a Conti type. So he's more the type of players that I like. But Lamina, Kessié could play CDM. You could find a different center back. I just thought it was interesting. And then Ibanez, super high pace and really good defense, honestly, for a starter card. These players have a chance at being overpriced. Darwin Nunez and Ibanez especially, right? So what you're going to want to do is have this starter squad ready, but then do something like this. Take Ibanez and Nunez, or Pulisic I just took from the squad completely, because the more I thought about it, the more I realized he's almost 100% going to be overpriced. And you don't want to sink coins, like I'll say a million times, because it's important. You don't want to sink coins into starter cards. They're just going to do nothing but go down. So you'd put those players here because you want to at least check them out. If they're not overpriced, you can go pick them up. If they are overpriced, you find a backup. It's as simple as that. Tony's in the Saudi League now, a little too slow for my liking. Duran, I could deal with 81 pace. Not exactly as fast as I'd like. But for argument's sake, let's go ahead and go with Duran up there, up top. And Anderson Talisca at 76 pace, he could play striker. I wouldn't recommend it, but, I mean, he could if you wanted, right? And then center back, because we know Ibanez with his elite speed could very well be overpriced. Sanchez, another one, coming from the former Premier League player, could be useful, could be overpriced. You could easily go Sanchez and Ibanez, right? Instead of Kessié, put Kessié in center defensive mid, although I do love Torreira and Lamina as well. I mean, there's tons of options, and I love Kessié too. Maybe you start with a 4-3-3 defensive or something. Put one at CM. There's so many options, guys. But now I'll go, even this, look, Singo can play center back. There's just so many less restrictions. So get a list of these players that you can get full chemistry on, and create these teams for as many leagues as you can. As many connections as you can is really the goal. So Thiago Jallo, his speed went way down compared to where it used to be, but still 76 pace with a starter card with how they pretty much nerfed all pace. That's why it's that much more rare to have like Ibanez with where he's at 87, right? So that's my starter squad. 31 out of 33 now. Where am I missing? Kessié and Abano, of course, Morocco. So let's go to chemistry, see what we can do about this. So both of them with their countries, we can obviously make the manager their country, but both Saudi League. However, we would need 2 more Saudi League players. Turkish League, we're full up. So we may just have to go for one. In which case, I keep Bono, and I'd go for an Ivory Coast manager. If they even have one. Let's see if they do. I think this year, I think they do, though. And they don't. Maybe they will in the full release. If not, though, it is what it is, right? You either go with 2 chemistry points for Kessié, or you find somebody else. But it's as simple as that. So we're going to go ahead and save that squad. That's our Saudi Turkey starter squad. Just for the sake of doing it on screen, since the last stream I blew, it was a disaster. I know my summary wasn't as in-depth, so I apologize, man. Like I said, after I get some sleep, I'll sharpen back up. But I didn't want to just leave you guys hanging on a frozen stream where I had it on the wrong screen. So real quick, more gameplay. I know this is kind of stuff that you guys are going to want to be watching too, but just make sure, even if you do it later, you get these starter squads done, right? You get these starter squads done. So real quick, and that's a foot accountant, by the way, just sitting there watching Ozio or whatever. But yeah, I'll go ahead and go over here. Let's see what we're saying about the gameplay.
Decent.
I'm getting messages from my boys saying
What was that?
like a lot of people were listening when I was telling them about the starter squads. If you guys have any questions or need help with it, of course I'm here. Remember, if you want to get the most out of the game and you're feeling overwhelmed right now and you're like, man, I just can't do the preparation. How am I going to choose the right EVOs, the right SBCs? My Discord, guys. $2.99 a month. And just real quick before we talk about the gameplay a little bit, I want to show you something. The reason why this Discord is unprecedented and it's so much work, which is why $3 is nothing, it's because when you get in to FC, there's so many different things to do, right? There's so many different things to do. So little stuff like this, we'll put this out. Obviously, I'm not going to make a whole video on drops, right? Which everyone already knows to that. Maybe they have or maybe they haven't, but if you watched that presentation earlier, and I'm sure they're going to redo it because the stream went down for a while or something. So if you missed it, you might have a chance. But we'll always update stuff like that off the pitch. But then each day when you're like stuck in the mud, there's new content every day. You don't know which direction to go with SBC's evolutions. You simply follow your daily tasks. Look through the squad building challenges. Note the ones you want to do, and then of course in here, I'll rate them. You can look at every title and get a description of what I'll do. I'll label must do, beneficial, would not do, or rip off. For the squad building challenges, for objectives, we'll go through objectives. We'll talk about which ones to do, which ones are a waste of time, right? And sorry about my voice is totally shot from coaching real life, so I'm getting it from every direction. Now you guys know I'm exhausted. Evolutions. We'll go through which evolutions, correct paths to take so you don't mess up the order if you're combining evolutions, doing multiple on a player. You do one out of order, you mess up the whole thing. You can't turn that player into a beast anymore. So this stuff does help. Can you learn? Yes. Did I without this help? Yeah, but I did seek out a coach when I started going to the pro events, playing and stuff. And it helped me tenfold. And we have that kind of help too, right? We have weekly tasks where we go over new promos when they release. Squad check to make sure you have the best team, the best tactics. Make sure you're looking at the best players. We'll have scouting players. Hey, this left wing's really good. He flies under the radar. You guys need to get X, Y, and Z. They're really good. Stuff like that. Obviously, if you go down, you have the Market Master, buying and selling items, and then cash or crash players, which is where we make sure you sell players before they crash and you buy players before they rise. And maybe you can even flip them and make some coins. And then, of course, we have all the different modes. Now, we won't get into the special areas. I do offer 1v1 coaching. That is the highest membership, which is $19.99 a month. You get it through YouTube. But again, ton of work goes into it. That's the area where I break down your film, we talk, we do everything like that. And then starters area, for anybody who's a YouTube member, at $2.99 a month for early content, priority speaking, all that. You can also get access to me 24/7, responded to first, any questions, anything you need, as well as instant content. It doesn't matter if I have 6, 7, 8 videos ahead, I'll still provide them for you. So a player like Kevin Pedro, who's a beast himself, me and him will work in this MVP area. He's on stream right now, or at least he was. Kevin, give me a shout if you're on still. But because he's an MVP, he automatically gets into the Discord. And maybe a player like Kevin, who's a South American guy and a beast himself, former #1 player in the world in UFL, we go in and I break down his footage because it's still a different perspective. All these coaches of these pro players aren't like #1 players, this and that. It's literally players that know the game that help see things from a different perspective. When I got my coach, it's the same thing. It's not like he was even better than me or this or that. It was literally about, here's how I'm seeing the game, here's what I see I need to fix. The minute he started helping me and explaining things, it was from a whole different vantage point. It's like, oh my God, and I instantly got way better. That's where it can help. So just some things you can use, and for $2.99 a month to have that ability, even $19.99 a month for coaching and everything you get. Plus, you get all the starter squad benefits like the early releases, all this stuff like that. Early content, everything. So with that being said, if you're not going to join that, you will still be okay. I'm not going to tell you, oh, if you're not joining my Discord and you're new to the game, you don't know all this stuff already, you're screwed. You're not. It will be more of a challenge. You'll have to put more time in. It won't just be right there wrapped on a bow for you to see and then try to backfill it with information on how I got to that point. You literally have to start from scratch. You will make mistakes along the way, but you also will learn. And just because you don't join my Discord as a member doesn't mean I'm not going to help you or provide good content. I just want to make sure I explained exactly why it's so beneficial, right? So other than that, make sure you're going through starter squads, using that little light bulb, creating teams, even if you don't want to really pick through players. Just pick the ones that you know aren't popular so you get them in your head. So right when you're searching and building players and packing this player and that player, you know of players, and then you can reference them real quick in Footbin and get back to team building, right? Get back to whatever you need to do to hit the ground running in FC26. It's as simple as that. Do you think someone can defend an FC26 with good skills and timing? 1,000%. 1,000%. As you watch this gameplay here, which is what I want to talk about, right? So let's go back on this.
Easy goal.
And let's get a whole game in. So hold on. All right. Look at all that wasted time doing all this stuff. Oh.
Like the cards we used a month ago is like 95 to 90.
There he goes. He's going through his settings here. So this is cool. So we'll look at that.
Who am I most excited to use in the starter squad? I don't know yet because I don't know who I'm getting in my packs, dude. I don't know. Well, spectate.
So today was a day of craziness. All of the content creators that got the codes to play the game so everyone else could watch, right, created a buzz to where the content creators that didn't get the codes wanted to still benefit from the hype, so they started these live streams, and then everyone watching started seeing everyone playing the game, and they couldn't play, they couldn't do anything. Tomorrow's the first day for the web app, and then after that, the next day you got companion app, then we can play. And obviously players from Australia, this and that, PC players get a little bit earlier, but for the most part, only, especially right now, only these very few content creators are playing. And they already have tons and tons of coins. And when we saw earlier, 100,000 coins, 90,000 coins. The reason why I'm saying this is because you're not missing out on anything. This is the point, 0.0001, like I said earlier, % of players. And you're going to have this chance to start packing players, start doing this. If you wanted to just get a glimpse at the gameplay or whatever, that's cool. But what you should do, as I showed in the stream, is have your league site ready, be checking that, and have a bunch of starter squads ready from every different league, country, whatever. As many as you can get, the better, because then you can start referencing them and hit the ground running when you start packing players and look to build your squad. Or even look to players to invest in or to get at a cheap price that aren't overpriced. The more players you have reference from creating these starter squads, the more players you can go into Footbin and reference, the better. So these kind of things are absolutely cool. If you notice, he's changing his camera angle. So real quick, I want to click back. I'll tell you why this is interesting, okay?
All right, we can watch it. We haven't watched any games yet. Maybe a smidgen less.
So hold on. I'll go into why this is so relevant. They released a brand new camera angle just for Ultimate Team, okay? Just for Ultimate Team, and I like it. It incorporates like the atmosphere, the crowd, and it still does a good job of zooming in, but it's not quite like co-op. And I liked it during beta, but then I also like co-op, and I think it's going to be more of a 50-50 thing than like one superior than the other. But for those of you who didn't play the beta and were asking about my camera because it was so unique, that's all it was. So when he goes to the settings, we'll look in detail. This is the stuff that matters. Okay, it's cool if you wanted to, oh, that's what that, these are the evolutions we got, which any starter, like start of the game evolutions are going to be small boost for a wide variety of players. They're trying to introduce a lot of players to the game and just get you ready, get you warmed up, get you engaged. That's why I believe they took out all those difficult SBC puzzles. It's more of an introduction. It's not supposed to be super difficult. So you're not really missing anything when you're, hovering over your laptop, looking and trying to see every detail like, oh my goodness. Guys, it's way better game overall, way better gameplay the whole nine, but it is still FC, right? It's not like a new discovery. I get that fear of missing out, like, oh my god, I got to see everything in here, this is important. It's not, guys. But we are going to get a look at the gameplay so I can show you exactly why I'm so excited and many are, and why this game's so much better than FC25. Some people can't register that. They see FC25 like, guys, why would you ever play the next iteration? This is terrible. It's a whole new game. EA Sports is that rich and powerful that they can take the worst game in the franchise, laugh at it, and then the next year provide the very best game, right? It shouldn't surprise anybody with the amount of money and the size of the company. So let's watch him go in, and let's see what he does with these these settings, including the camera. So precision shooting, obviously. If you're someone that's using assisted, you're short-changing yourself big time. That's an understatement. When there's time finishing, you could at least do those, spam, glitchy, rat, whatever you want to call them, 30, 25-yard finesse shots, and really Trivela shots were the main one, where you would green time it and use assisted shooting, it would sail into the corner. Those days are gone. Those shots are gone, right? You got to get used to precision shooting. Now, instead of green time shooting, double tap shoot and it will go low. You have so many more chances to score when you put on assisted. I'm telling you, more often than not, you're going to be disappointed. So keep that on precision. Get used to it. Hopefully you already practice like I've been telling you. But keep practicing. Squad battles, use precision shooting. Trust me. You're never going to get good at something until you start working at it. These are all pretty self-explanatory. I'll pause them just so you can kind of, copy them if you want to. Matter of fact, we'll do it like this. And this is what I mean by trying to help players. 2653, so we need to go to, of course, we'll get it, guys, don't worry. Oh my goodness, it's crazy, guys. I can't get it spot on. It's one or the other. Oh my god, we're just gonna watch from here. Driving me crazy.
Maybe a smidgen left.
Sorry guys.
Somewhere around there.
I was arguing with someone while he's getting to the point where we were at. I'll read this. I was arguing with someone online and they said it's not possible because of the meta. For me, it's just skill issue. 100% it's just skill issue.
That's not Brandon.
Precision is the way to go. Power shot with precision is kind of hard. Yeah, precision is definitely a challenge, without a doubt.
Must have stepped away.
But you have way more control, and you'll get way more goals overall, especially as you work on it. 100%.
He must have stepped away.
But that's the beauty of it. Alright, he's about to get into the settings. That's what we'll start with.
Actually, do you want to watch this chat since he's in the game now?
Of course they do. So there it is. Precision shooting. Why does it keep doing this? This is driving me crazy, guys.
Actually, do you want to watch this chat since he's in the game now?
There we go. There we go. All right. So we'll get this going. Let me read the comments real quick. Yeah, and if you have any questions, leave them. I might not get them right away, but I will get to them. So all the hype around today, and not around the gameplay that EA Sports released with their big, ceremony, if you will, where they had all these different players, musicians, whatever. They came in, they played, which it showed the game is great. They had fun. It was cool listening to everybody, but really, this was the main event of today. Watching these streamers, the few that got the codes, play the game. Everyone has been so obsessed with every move they've made regarding evolutions and the welcome backpacks, what they are. And guys, like I said earlier, the leak sites are where you need to look for all that stuff. It breaks it down, everything you're getting, every reward, every player, all the things you need to know for that are on there. You need to stay on top of the leaks. For this type of thing with these streams, you're going to get all that pretty soon. But what you're not going to get is a chance, if you didn't play the beta, to kind of prepare yourself mentally for what the game's going to be like. That's what we're going to watch now. Ozio, very good player. This is Foot Accountant doing what I told you. Taking advantage of the hype. Watching the players who got, the content creators who got the codes, play the games. But we're going to go through as he sets up his settings. I'll let you know if there's anything weird that he changes that's different from normal. Obviously, precision shooting over assisted. Okay, nothing yet. Nothing weird there. Advanced defending. Some people were saying this for FC26, you didn't have to use advanced defending because of how they nerfed the shoulder charge in FC25 or some nonsense. Guys, choose advanced defending. You want to have the choice of standing tackle or what exact tackle you make or shoulder charge, or you don't want to just press a button and have the AI choose anything. That's the beauty of FC. Not using advanced defending would be very eFootball-ish, if you will. We want to do our own, make our own decisions. So advanced defending, 100%. I just recalled that from a Neil Guides video. I think he even was the one saying like, oh, it's not important to use advanced defending. Use advanced defending. Get used to choosing your own tackles, 100%. So we'll keep going down here. Let's see. See what he's looking into hard. 5 on the right, 6 switching sensitivity. I think I keep mine at 6, but 5 or 6 is fine. Reaction time calibration's off. Sensitivity's at 5 for both of them, for stick switching sensitivity and reaction time calibration sensitivity, both on 5, right? Again, I think both of mine I put on 6. Either way is fine. Of course, player locks on, etc. Nothing crazy here.
We haven't watched.
Right. And then he didn't calibrate anything, so obviously I don't either. There's no need to do it, I don't think. Let me know in the comment section if you do. And it looks like that's it. Now we go to the camera. So nothing crazy. Just make sure you're using precision shooting. Make sure you're using advanced defending. And make sure you're practicing it. Right? Play squad battles first. Especially if you're newer or if you still need work with precision shooting. That means you're pretty rough on the game. Right? You're pretty, let's say, rusty. And so squad battles is a great place for you to start anyways. Right? And so you can practice precision shooting. But if you use assisted shooting, especially with green time finishing gone, because that was kind of the player's shortcuts who used assisted, and with the glitch shots gone too, there's going to be so many shots the goalie saves, and you're going to be so frustrated because you're going to know if you just would work on precision shooting, where now you can go high, low, anywhere, aim it, the power, everything, and be so precise, you're going to kick yourself every single time you miss a chance. If you would add precision shooting, you would score an immense amount more. I won't say a percentage, but it's a significant amount. So on to the camera. Remember, Ultimate Team competitive camera is what I was using when I showed you guys my beta experience. That video is still out if you want to see. It looks like Ozio doesn't like it, or he wants to try it with his classic. I think he uses co-op like I do, but we'll have to see. But you don't pick the camera under cameras. It's literally either enabled or off. And you can only use the Ultimate Team competitive camera in Ultimate Team. Doesn't make sense why you couldn't use it offline. It's not like, I don't know, I guess they wanted it to be exclusive or something, but it's only for Ultimate Team. I liked it, but it was a little more zoomed out than co-op because it involves the crowd and gets their, it gets the atmosphere captured, right? So let's see what he does here. Single player camera, who cares about that really? Yep, see co-op. So disable co-op, like I said, and then I think I go 15-0 zoom or something like that. Let's see what he goes. You want to customize it. He did, what was that, 6:10? God, he did it so quick. But he did co-op. There we go, I got to it, looks like.
Yeah? Alright, we can watch it. We haven't watched any games.
And then he did, I believe, it was 6:10, but it just depends on if you want it zoomed in or out, right? The camera, the Ultimate Team camera, is just a little more zoomed out. So yeah, he has 10 zoom, 6 height. I don't like mine zoomed in as much. I like to see as much of the field as I can while still being zoomed in. But he went 6 height, 10 zoom. So you guys can check that out on co-op. Try out the new Ultimate Team competitive mode. See which one you like. And then now you also got the settings. That a top player that's playing the game now, you can literally note those settings down, write them down somewhere. You get into the game, and boom, there you go. No need to stop and wonder if you're using the right settings. Wait for a big video to come out. I just gave you the settings right there. Alright, so let's look at the gameplay, and I'll start filling you in. Watch him leave. He doesn't, though. He watches. Yes, so there is no speed boost. There is no glitch shooting with Travellas or Finesses 35 yards out. There's no, even if they still had those shots, they'd be much harder with the fact that a lot of these rats use assisted shooting with green time. Well, green time's gone, and without it, precision shooting's the only option. Like, assisted's so much worse now without green time shooting. Obviously, the tackle backs are gone. Every once in a while, there's some goofy plays where it kind of looks tackle back-ish, let's say, but nothing like what we all experienced in FC25. So the tackle backs are taken care of. Goalies parrying the balls out of bounds now. Better marking. I want you to pay attention to that in this while we're watching. Much better marking, right? It's literally. So let me explain. Last year we had to use 4-2-1-3 pretty much the whole year. Why? Because if you didn't, you weren't going to give yourself the best chance of winning, since the players were all in a pretty good spot as it was. Even the wingers attacking in as, as inside forwards, as wingers. They were in the perfect place to run through the seams that were left open by bad AI marking, right? Now that there's better AI marking, we don't have to worry as much about several things. One, we can use more formations. We don't have to use a 4-2-1-3, try to win the ball and quickly play a through ball right away because the defenders were so out of shape since the AI marking sucks. So the AI marking being better improves that, but it also improves the fact that we don't just have to use fullbacks or only use CDM and deep line playmaker or 2 CDM holdings because players would get stuck too far up and not recover. And then, of course, with the through ball spamming, the opponent would be through all the time. No. Throughout the beta, including in that game where I beat Kibaros, I had one attacking type of attacking defensive player. I would do wingback. Not attacking wingback, but I would a lot of times manually attack more than they normally would go. I would put them on the setup, the holding or whatever it's called, wingback. I think it's called wingback balance or conservative, whatever it's called, where they only push up when you have the ball. When you're out of possession, they stay back. If you go more aggressive, You can have it where your wingback will use its intelligence to cheat up sometimes. Even when you don't have the ball, like they'll cheat up for a counterattack and stuff. I don't like that. I like them back when we're defending, up when we're attacking. But even if you did choose a more advanced role, such as wingback like I did, you don't have to worry about your opponent winning the ball and spamming through balls. Your wingbacks recover great now. So just like the AI movement, marking-wise is improved, their recovery is improved as well. Your AI's recovery. It makes for a much better football experience, much more skilled, right? As you're watching this, I want you to point out any type of glitches you see, any type of rattiness. I'm live right now on stream because this will be on video as well because it's important for people to note this stuff. And we have someone in here now that is in love with UFL. He so delusionally said UFL is better because women are in FC. His name's Irving D, the famous loser Irving D. I challenge Irving D to leave in the comments section under this video that this will become a video any ratty, glitchy, broken mechanics that are in the game. I mean, you can name about 100 in UFL just off the top of your head. Name one that you see here in FC. And that includes those comments earlier, to each their own opinion. But I firmly disagree from those comments earlier what that said. This is the same cartoon garbage. As opposed to what? UFL, eFootball, I mean, they're speaking honestly and then they're speaking crazy. And if you're watching this gameplay and you don't notice that it's 100 times more skill-based, if you don't notice the passing sharper and way more important in this year because of the better marking. I mean, look at the marking now. If you know FC25, you can already see the improvements just from 2 seconds of watching. Right? And this is huge because now you don't just have to play 4-2-1-3 and spam through balls to try to keep up with your opponent and have 8 to 7 games every time. Right? The scores are going to be much more balanced. And even if they're not, the game's going to be more fair. Maybe it takes a while for you to get used to having to control every defender. Because remember, if you don't control defenders this year in EA, FC, your opponent's going to be able to just dribble around your defender. Right? They'll mark better. I want you to watch closely as we look at this game. They'll mark better, but they won't win the ball for you. Unlike last year where Rats could park the bus, run around with the center mid, and then wait for you to try to run you into one of their defenders who would actively win the ball. Not anymore. If your opponent isn't player switching, not only will the AI defense not win the ball back for you, right? But they also lose stamina. When you control a player, you always have full stamina. When it's the AI player, whether it's your team or opponents, the stamina drains just like they would from the game going on. So everything points to getting rewarded for controlling your own player. Right? And that's what we want. We want you to have to control your players defensively and use skill to pick the right lanes to go for interceptions or push the attacker in the right direction. Time tackles right so you don't get burned. We want that. We want smart decisions on when to pull defenders out of place to come make plays and when to stay put and be patient. Just like in the attack, we want good passing patterns. Up, back, and throughs, give and goes. We want to make our opponents dizzy trying to keep up with our movement. That's quick, but also with a purpose that's pointed. We want to score goals, right? And that's what we're going to do. So, hopefully, that pays off and we have a great game this year. I don't see how we can't. Is anybody else watching this and seeing anything worse than the beta or anything different? Remember how people were like, oh, the game's going to be far different from the beta. Where? You can already tell it's so sharp. The passing, the moving, it's so sharp. The dribbling, there's so many more touches now you can do. because last year there was gaps where the game didn't know how to take in the command that you would give. So the player would take an extra touch or lumber around and not. There was always delay. And then you added unresponsiveness, which, by the way, EA Sports not only addressed but said they fixed and improved the game by 12. I think it's MS or whatever the rating is. You guys will know. But a significant amount. Okay? So now this tighter dribbling with more touches means when you do put in a command, there is no delay. It's instant. Boom, boom, pass. And there's more like, oh, the ball's at the outside of his foot. Well, pass it with the outside of his foot. Or toe poke it or whatever it is. There's just more animations that help speed up the game because they take away from those moments where the computer's registering and don't really have an answer. So that's gone. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, and we get to reap the benefits. If you think this is a bad game, or if you're watching this and somehow don't come to the conclusion that FC26 is by far the best football game, even if you don't like it, you can't say it's not 10 times better than UFL and eFootball. That's just a fact. I don't get paid from any of these games, any of these development companies. Fun fact, EAFC is my least viewed out of all the games. UFL, I started my channel around that game. I have my biggest members and supporters, viewers, all whatever you want to call it. The biggest group is UFL. Second biggest would be eFootball. But yet, I chose to be a tiny minnow in a huge ocean because this is the best football game, and I don't want to steer people in the wrong way. And for those who are intimidated, I'm telling you, put your head down, play some football. That's all it is. We'll help you with the off-the-pitch stuff. Again, if you want to, join my Discord. $2.99 a month, all the help you can get. Remember, there's memberships available elsewhere too. YouTube memberships. I have merch now. High quality clothing, shirts, trucker hats, hoodies to start. More to come, so it's an exciting time. Thank you so much. So sorry for being so tired. Sorry my voice is shot from coaching. I'll get rested up and I'll be ready to go for full release, but I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. I had to check this out. So I appreciate you. I will see you soon. Peace out. Real quick, I finished that. That's going to be a video. Before I get off stream, I like to skim through these. I already talked to Tim real quick. Them removing speed boost, I talked about that's way better. Thank goodness. That speed boost was so fake.
7 was the number. He quit.
Shofar, how are you doing? I do believe EFC is going to be the best football game in years. EAFC, yes, Shofar, 100%. Guaranteed, I'll bet anything on it. Maddie, how are you? What's up? Hopefully these videos are helpful. Hopefully it helps you sift through all the crazy hype and the hours of just watching the players who got the game do pretty much nothing. Like, it's nothing big. There's a few little details. Okay, cool, but you know, there's so much more important stuff to focus regarding the game included. Like the starter teams and stuff. So, anyway, Irving says, review the new skate game and complain about the older game from 20 years ago. We're better. Anyways, what did anybody... Who knows what that guy's talking about? Who even knows? I mean, is he in the wrong stream now? Irving, are you... I don't understand you, brother. But anyways, thanks for the support. Sorry you're going to be miserable not playing FC, but I wish you the best, brother. Keep coming back, though. We enjoy having you. It's good entertainment. For the rest of you guys, thank you so much. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.